Ever imagine an eagle could be so tall it could reach your elbow? Nah, not really, but now that you bring it up, yeah. Well, it might sound frightening, but between you and me, don't worry, they don't exist. Well, not anymore. Let me introduce you to the Hos Eagle, or one of the largest eagles to ever roam our planet. It had a wingspan of up to 10 feet and could weigh up to 22 pounds. That's about as much as a regular car tire. It used to live in New Zealand and is believed to have become extinct in the 13th century. During its peak days, this amazing bird was the top predator. It would hunt the chicks of large flightless birds like the moa. This one was an equally sturdy bird, around 12 feet tall and 440 pounds heavy. So how did the Hos Eagle get so large, you might wonder? Well, because it had plenty of food to eat in its environment. The eagle's ancestors were smaller birds that lived in the forests. But as the forests began to disappear, the grasslands expanded, so the birds had to adapt to hunting larger prey out in the open. Over time, the eagle's wings grew larger and its talons became more powerful, allowing it to take down bigger birds. The Hos Eagle was also very intelligent. It had a very clever and unique hunting strategy. Instead of chasing it down, it would wait for prey to come to a river to drink water, and then it would swoop down and snatch the animal with its talons. This hunting method was effective and allowed the eagle to take down large prey with minimal effort. It also had a unique physical trait. Its beak was much larger than that of other eagles, which helped it to better hold its prey. As for how strong it was believed that the Hos Eagle could lift prey weighing up to 100 pounds off the ground and carry it away. Now, scary as it may sound, this bird wasn't all bad. In fact, it was quite the helpless romantic. The Hos Eagle was a solitary hunter, and scientists believe that it mated for life. The two partners often shared a secluded nest, at times hidden under cliffs for protection. This eagle was also important for the indigenous people of New Zealand back in the day. They often used its feathers for clothing and decoration. It was also considered a symbol of strength and power. As with many other extinct animals, the Hos Eagle eventually disappeared because it ran out of food. Remember when I mentioned that its favorite thing for dinner was another bird called the moa? When the moa population was greatly reduced by hunting, the Hos Eagle could not find enough food to survive. To this day, this massive bird is an important part of New Zealand's natural history and reminds us how deeply humans can have an impact on the environment. It's also a fascinating example of how evolution can shape a species to perfectly fit its environment. Bet I made you curious about the moa bird too, right? Well, try to picture an ostrich's giant cousin. It also lived in New Zealand for thousands of years before becoming extinct around the 14th century. And it was a big boy. It had a long neck and a small head with a beak that was used for grazing on vegetation. It might have been a bird, but its wings were tiny and useless for flying. Nonetheless, they were used for balance and to make the bird look bigger to predators. The moa lived in the forested areas of New Zealand, where it ate a variety of plants such as ferns, shrubs, and tree leaves. It was completely vegan, by the way, or herbivore if you like the fancy definition, and it used its beak to rip off leaves and branches from trees. The moa's diet also included seeds, fruits, and berries, which it would pick off the ground or from low-lying bushes. The moa was a solitary creature that lived alone or in small groups. It was most active during the day and was known to be very docile. As for its main predator, nothing would scare a moa more than a Hos Eagle. It was also an important part of the ecosystem in New Zealand. Each time it, went to the bathroom, it would provide the soil with rich nutrients and plant seeds. This helped to fertilize the soil and promote plant growth. The first human settlers in New Zealand were the Maori people, who arrived on the island around the 13th century. The Maori quickly realized the importance of the moa bird as a food source, and they began hunting the bird for its meat, feather, and bones. Soon enough, the moa population began to decline. The Maori also cleared large areas of forest for agriculture and settlements, which reshaped the moa's habitat and made it harder for the bird to survive. By the 14th century, the bird was extinct. Now, we can't finish our list of huge bygone birds without talking about the elephant bird too. This was also a large, flightless one that lived on the island of Madagascar until its extinction in the 17th century. It stood up to 10 feet tall and weighed up to 1,100 pounds, making it one of the largest birds to ever exist. People first saw this sturdy creature back in the 16th century, and it quickly became a subject of fascination for naturalists and collectors. It was described as having thick gray-brown feathers, a long neck, and a large thick bill. Its legs were thick and strong, and it had 3 toes on each foot, each ending in a sharp claw. Despite its size and strength, the elephant bird was an herbivore, and on its daily menu, it mostly had fruits, leaves, and other plants. As for its speed, let's just say I wouldn't send this one to the Olympics. It was a slow-moving bird, spending most of its time foraging for food. As large and imposing as it was, the elephant bird was not particularly aggressive either. It was not known to interact with humans much. More than that, it was quite a shy bird, and it was pretty difficult to see one in the wild. The elephant bird's eggs were so large that they sometimes were used for cooking vessels by the native people of Madagascar. They were also big enough that they could feed entire families at once. Just one egg measured up to 30 inches in circumference and could weigh up to 22 pounds. The elephant bird's feathers were also very thick and insulating, so these creatures might have been able to survive in cold temperatures. Their tongues were equally as special, being so long that each bird could reach its eye to groom itself. The last elephant bird is believed to have passed in the 17th century, and the species was officially declared extinct in the 18th century. However, there have been a few unconfirmed sightings of the bird in the centuries past its extinction, and some scientists believe that small groups of elephant birds may still exist in remote parts of Madagascar. It may be gone, but the elephant bird has had a lasting impact on science and culture. Its eggs, which were the largest of any bird, have been found in archaeological sites and are now on display in museums around the world. This fascinating creature has also been the subject of numerous scientific studies, and it has been used as a model for understanding the ecology and evolution of other flightless birds. Even in literature, the elephant bird has been the subject of many stories and legends, and it's often depicted as a powerful and mysterious creature. In one legend, it was said that the elephant bird was so large that it could only lay one egg at a time, and that egg was so big that it took several people to carry it. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.